Hey guys,
Welcome back to Bro JMR Productions, a nostalgic view this week
yes,
of our 3 cents.
we mentioned last week that you may just get to see us talk about some more Tim Burton, so here we are. This week we're going to look at Batman 1989. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's kind of dark, it's our steelbook version.
But yeah, everybody knows what Batman symbol looks like.
Yep.
So, still holds up after 25 years. Oh my God, can you believe it's been 25 years since that came out?
Wow.
Filmed in 88, released in 89, this is 14.
Yep.
Wow.
Man,
Well, I'm feeling pretty old.
I'm feeling pretty old.
Wow. That was 25 years ago. I was 10 when this came out.
I was 6.
Damn.
Anyway.
Wow. Yeah. Still holds up. It's still.
Oh yeah, it has completely held up. Everything about it,
Yeah.
has held up.
It was shot in a way that it makes it look timeless.
Yeah.
The way Tim Burton did it, it does look timeless. There's no real references at all to any time period, except for,
The cars.
the cars and fashion.
Yeah, even the fashion, not so much, because it's so much of it is suits and nicer clothes, and those are just kind of, they hold up, I mean, probably the only biggest real time reference is
The music, probably.
the music. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, it's Prince. What can you say?
It's Prince in his time when he was, most popular. He was biggest.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even the score is timeless.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could take Danny Elfman's score and put it in anything, and it's.
God, Danny Elfman is he really is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tim Burton's version of John Williams.
Yep.
Basically.
That's true.
So.
And Prince had, I think, every song on the soundtrack.
Pretty much.
I haven't looked at the soundtrack lately, but there's at least 3 songs on here on the actual movie itself.
There was actually 2 soundtracks released for this movie. One of them was Danny Elfman's score, and the other one was basically a Prince album. Not even kidding. Prince, it was all Prince songs. 3 of the songs from the movie, Bat Dance, Party Man, and I don't remember what the other.
It probably says on the back of it.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other song is.
Scandalous.
Scandalous, that's right. And then just a whole bunch of his own stuff, unreleased songs and B-sides.
Yep.
So it was basically just a Prince album with the Batman logo on the front.
Which, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Hey.
It worked. This is the only Batman movie that I can think of that actually has a real artist doing songs, and not in the sense that Danny Elfman isn't an artist, but songs with words.
Well, something that we'll get into in a couple of weeks, the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Well, true.
But as compared to the Batman Returns soundtrack, which was just
a score. Yeah. One thing that I'd like to say before we start getting into the actors, because there's a couple of different things that we have to say about that, I know. I really didn't want to do this review and try to compare it to anything, but there's one thing that I wanted to say, one thing which has always stuck out to me about this movie, and one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites, is because Tim Burton did not feel the need to explain who Batman was. And I like that. I love the Christopher Nolan series. All 3 of them. I like the fact that he wanted to do an origin story, and he did an origin story right because he did it as an entire movie. It's not flashbacks or short sequences. If you're going to tell me about a character, I want to know everything about where they came from. And Christopher Nolan did that right. Tim Burton said, nah, we don't need to do that. Everybody knows who Batman is.
Yeah.
So he just jumps right into it. The title of the movie isn't even in the opening sequence at all. It's just a Batman logo. Like, yeah, you know who this is.
Yeah.
Just watch the movie. I love that. I really did. That's always been one of my favorite things about this movie. So, actors. You want to run down the cast list?
Yeah, we got Michael Keaton as Batman / Bruce Wayne. We have Jack Nicholson as Jack Napier / the Joker. Going blank on Vicky Vale. Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. Let's see. Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent.
Robert Wool as Alan Knox.
Alexander.
Alex.
Yeah, you just call him Allie all the time.
Yeah.
Jack Palance as Grissom.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
Carl.
it was Carl Grissom. Yeah,
Carl
the crime
Grissom.
boss.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I mean, it's friggin' Jack Palance.
It's Jack Palance.
He's got this, you know, I'm a badass, just aura of him.
Oh yeah.
And so,
The man is made of leather, I swear.
yeah. I think at one time, in City Slickers, didn't he light a cigarette with his face?
Yes.
I think.
Yes, he did. And it was awesome.
Yeah. Anyways.
I think that's the main ones. Tracy Walter as Bob, the
goon.
the goon. Yes.
And you had a very interesting story about that. If you want to go ahead and throw it out there, since you know that.
Yeah. Tracy Walter actually got the part in this movie because when Jack Nicholson signed on to do this movie, besides the fact that this was actually the biggest salary ever earned from any actor in a movie, was Jack Nicholson's, because he got a cut of the profits from this movie, like a big cut, like 15%. He made a lot of money. He made like $60 million for doing this role. But something else that was in his contract was he basically said, "I'll do it. I'll do the part, but you have to find a role for my friend Tracy." Because they're like best friends in real life. So he got him a role, and the role that he ended up getting was as his right-hand man, so they could do every scene together. Because Jack Palance just loved the guy to death and loved working with him. Jack Nicholson, yeah, sorry.
Stuck on old Leatherface there.
Yeah. So he got the part because he was friends. Because they were friends. Which I thought was great.
And I think he was in every single scene that Jack Nicholson was in, save two,
Yeah.
I think.
The scene where he was taking pictures. And
You know, the scene where Jack Nicholson is talking to his girl, and where he, is at the surgeon.
yeah.
I think that's the only two times that you do not see them not together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was really interesting, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We forgot about Alfred.
Oh yeah, and the incomparable Michael Gough as Alfred, who went on to be in all four, and he was one of only two actors that was in all of them. Him and Commissioner Gordon, the guy who plays Commissioner Gordon, was in all three of them.
Yeah, because we don't discuss.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. You've seen our videos. You know our feelings on this.
Yes.
I think so much has been said about what is the best, who's the best Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I'm going to stick with this. I thought Michael Keaton was the best Batman. I mean, everybody says, you know, oh, Adam West is the original, and you know, I just think that he was the best one. He had this kind of cocky attitude about himself that Val Kilmer and George Clooney just could not do.
No, they couldn't. Not at all. Michael Keaton, it was that cocky attitude that kind of elevated him. But more than that, he seemed to just be having fun when he was actually Batman. I mean, in character, he had these little smirks that he would get all the time, and he would be smiling. And, you know, everybody else played Batman as so stoic and stone-faced, you know, with the exception of Adam West.
Yeah,
But Michael
that's
Keaton,
completely different.
yeah, Michael Keaton was just having fun. He was like, I'm loving this, you know? And it was a huge change
Yeah,
for everything, because I mean this was one of those situations. This was probably one of the earliest moments of fanboy rage when Michael Keaton got cast as Batman, because he was a comedic actor at the time. That's all he was known for. And you might remember that a little bit better than me. I was younger. You know.
No, I mean, well, yeah, because he did, you know, Dream On, and he did Multiplicity, which is about that same time, and Mr. Mom, and Beetlejuice. And so, yeah, I mean, he was a comedic actor, but...
And just as a little side note, if you've never seen, it's Dream Team.
Dream Team, oh, okay.
If you've never seen that, oh my God, go watch it. It's one of the funniest movies you'll ever see in your life. Just as a side note.
And plus, Michael Keaton really played... I mean, he was good as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne, he really played the millionaire playboy type persona really well. Like when he's trying to tell Vicky Vale that he is Batman, he delivers that line. He's like, "You're a nice girl, and I like you a lot, but for right now, shut up.
Yeah.
There's something I have to tell you." He just like, I was like, we looked at him, he's like, dude, he's a pimp.
Yeah.
No.
He struck a really good balance between the two. So.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson. I mean,
A legend.
he's a legend in his own right. So, and he played the Joker. He was psychotic in a way that, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but he's psychotic in a way that Heath Ledger just couldn't pull off, I think, because he's older, he has more experience with it, and he's just a psychopath. He is.
When I watch this movie and I see Jack Nicholson as the Joker, it's very reminiscent to me of Cesar Romero as the Joker, and you could tell that he was pulling some pretty heavy inspiration from Cesar Romero's Joker, in the fact that it wasn't, in my mind, it's not necessarily pure psychotic that's coming out, it's just mania. You know, he's absolutely manic. He's crazy and losing it.
And it also helped that they pretty much had the same costume, makeup for him.
Yeah, you know, it's just he's laughing all the time.
And I thought it was like one of a really great introduction to the Joker when he finally comes on screen for the first time in his full Joker outfit and makeup. You know, he just gets done killing Boss Grisham, or he's fixing to, and he just steps out of these shadows and he's like, "Jack is dead. You may call me Joker." it was. I was just watching that. I was like, that is, the greatest entrance
Yeah,
or a reveal
truly.
for a character. I mean, one of the greatest ones you can, especially a villain like that.
Yeah. And Batman had a great reveal in this too. It's what, probably almost 10 minutes in the movie before we actually see him.
Yeah.
Because he's in the shadow the whole time. He's always in the background, and it's like, he's there. He's there. He's there, but you don't know when he's going to come out. It actually kind of reminded me of the introduction of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've always thought of a good comparison between those two, because in the beginning of the original TMNT, it's like 10-15 minutes in and you never see them. They're always in the shadow. I like that, and then he makes his reveal and kicks the guy through a wall.
Yeah.
It's great.
The trailer. Now, I have to say, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere at my parents' house. I have a videotape still somewhere where I recorded the trailer off TV. And I wasn't specifically looking for that. It just happened to be a commercial that was playing on something that I was recording. And I remember watching that. I was like, this movie is going to be so great. So awesome. And because, I mean, they don't really give a lot of information. We rewatched the trailer before we did this, so we could try to have some thinking about it. They don't reveal a lot, but they reveal enough to let you know what's going on without letting you know what's going on. It's not a teaser per se.
No.
It's a full-length trailer.
90 seconds.
Yeah, it's a full-length trailer. And I can only imagine, because I really wasn't old enough to really be into comic book movies per se, and at that time there really wasn't a lot at all. But so all the information that I have about Batman was off the 60s series.
Which we knew growing up.
Yeah, we knew. We watched that series growing up. We watched the movie when it came on TV.
All the time.
All the time.
Yes.
And just to see this in this dark, it was dark and gritty, and it was just
mature.
It was very mature.
That
that's
was
a good.
That was the thing. It was a Batman for a grown-up generation.
Yeah.
It had lost all the campiness from the 60s.
And it brings up about the first time I saw this. Me and my mom and my dad all watched it together. We rented it from Aardvark Video in Concordia, Missouri.
Oh, I was about to say, so we were in Concordia.
Mm-hmm. You were staying the night at Austin's.
Austin's?
Uh-huh. Austin Stutz' house.
Oh,
and
yeah, the Stutz.
We went to Creamy Freeze and got ice cream, and then we watched this movie. And I was just like, wow, this is so good. And now, you have to understand, this was probably like 2 or 3 years after the movie came out. It was the first time I saw it. Because we were living in Alaska at the time when it came out.
Yeah, we moved to Concordia in 90.
Yeah.
So.
And this was, it took a while to get on the videotape. And it took a while for me to be able to see it personally. So it was just amazing. I was so excited for it when we finally got to watch it, and I was not disappointed one bit.
I don't remember when I saw this the first time, but I want to say I probably didn't see this until we were in Kansas. I would have been 10 or 11 years old when I saw this, so I don't know if I saw it in Concordia or not, which didn't really matter as much, because all those times that I spent spending the night at my friend's house, I watched a lot of movies that Mom and Dad didn't want me to see. That's why I was over at Gary's all the time. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of memories of the first time seeing this. I have some memories of some other ones that I'll share in the next video. But I remember being enthralled with this and kind of getting hooked on it. This was kind of an introduction to me for comic book movies, which has stuck with me since, you know. And this was really the beginning of the comic book renaissance
It really
in a lot
was.
of ways, you know, and not just movies per se, comic books too, because this started getting an interest in comic book characters again, you know, because we had gone past the serials. There weren't those anymore. Now we were getting movies, and after this we started getting TV shows again.
Yeah.
You know, mostly animated, but some really good ones, especially in Batman. There were some great Batman animated shows, and it paved the way for what we have going on now, which is, you know, everything Marvel.
Yeah.
But DC's starting to make a comeback.
Yeah.
A little bit. So,
I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's just amazing.
yeah, it's truly an
This is a
iconic
very between this one and Batman Returns they're very like neck and neck about from like my favorite Batman movies. Period. The Christopher Nolan trilogy is kind of just out on its own, and it's great, but these were my favorites personally. I mean, it was dark, it was gritty, it was, you know, like mature, like he said, it's very gothic. It's very, very gothic. The, you know, just the architecture of the sets.
And
This is what I liked, and I think it was Tim Burton that did that.
Yeah,
Because once Joel Schumacher got in there, and we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks, it
Yeah.
just kind of went downhill from there.
yeah. This was my introduction to Tim Burton, although I didn't know it at the time.
Yeah,
You know, I didn't really realize that until I was, you know, an adult, you know, and starting to really expound my movie horizon some. But I realized, I was like, whoa, yeah, this was Tim Burton, and this was probably the first Tim Burton film I ever saw.
because the only other thing that he'd done right before that was Beetlejuice, and I mean he did a couple of shorts and stuff, but this there was Beetlejuice, Batman, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, all in a row.
I probably saw Batman and Edward Scissorhands around the same time. I didn't see Beetlejuice until I was almost 20. Sorry,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
So Batman, can't praise it enough.
No, you can't.
And so that was this week's. Check back next week. Excuse me for saying this. Same bat time, same bat channel, where we will review the next in our series, Batman Returns. Thank you for watching.
Blessed be.